So Guy asked Red Rock Kitchen, could I make Moroccan lentil soup for this weekend? I said, sure. So why don't we go over the ingredients over here. So Guy, if you come in, I'll show you. We have celery, 2 or 3 ribs, about 2 carrots, a good sized onion, 2 to 3 teaspoons of garlic, a teaspoon of ginger. Over here we have our spices. This is what makes it wonderful. So I've got a really fragrant garam masala. That is 2 teaspoons. A very powerful cardamom, and that is 2 teaspoons. 1 teaspoon of cumin and just a pinch of cayenne. You can always add more if you like it spicier. And then this soup has 1 cup of lentils, a can of chickpeas, a can of canellini beans, a 29-ounce can, the large ones of tomatoes. We're going to crush those up by hand. And over here we saved the water from the can of the chickpeas. They call it aquafaba, and we'll see what we can do with that. So let's get cooking. Hi, so we're back. Let's get started. So let's take the onions to the pot, and got a couple of teaspoons of oil in there or so. And we're going to cook the onion 3 or 4 minutes and get that started. Let's just set that there. And set that off to the side. Alright, so when those become translucent, okay, so now we're going to add our standard mirepoix stuff, which is, right, we all know carrots, onion, and celery. And we're going to let that cook for a bit. This is a good way to start any lentil soup, and many different kinds of soups. But today we're going to do this. We're going to add Moroccan flavoring. So here's our ginger. We're going to add that. And we're going to add our garlic. And then we're going to let that cook for 3 or 4 more minutes, and we'll get back to you. Okay, so now the most important thing to do in any dried spices is we're going to bloom these in the oil. So that'll bring out the oils and the fragrance better. So we'll just get those all in there. And we'll just saute those for 30 seconds. Not long. But that's going to bring all the beautiful volatile oils out. And you can already smell that fragrant Moroccan kitchen. Delicious. Okay. So now, our next move is we can crush these with our hands. But this is that can of tomatoes. And don't worry about that bubbling, that's great. And you can just break them up with your spatula. The reason I like to use whole canned tomatoes is whole canned tomatoes are riper when they go in the can. And so they're going to have a much sweeter flavor than a diced tomato in a can. A diced tomato in a can, to dice them, they have to be firm enough for the machine to do that. So especially when you're making pasta sauces, I feel that matters. So it's just a habit of mine. It's the tomatoes I've always purchased. And these are actually San Marzanos, which have that piece of basil in it, but we don't mind. We don't mind doing cross-cultural cuisine. Okay, so we can now add the lentils. That's 1 cup of lentils. And we're going to save the beans for later. Okay, but we're going to not waste that juice. Now put those lentils in. Now, this will be amazing. 1 little cup of lentils is going to feed a lot of people and make a very big thing. So now we're going to add the water. We're going to need 8 cups of water. So I need 4 more because that was 4 cups. So let's go get some more water. So let's come over here and get, oh, well, there's my wine. Hey, hang on, we gotta have our wine. Okay, so the wine. Pam asked me, what kind of wine are you drinking when you're doing these things? Well, today I'm drinking wine from Spain. Morocco and Spain are real close to one another. That's close enough for me because I love Spanish wine. So this is a Tempranillo Monastrell kind of blend, so it's very earthy. The spices we're using are very earthy, so it's gonna work well. And it makes me happy. So let's add our other 4 cups of water, right? All right, you don't have to measure precisely, but it's okay. It's okay if you do. And we're gonna let this cook for 40 minutes before we add the beans, because sometimes they break apart in all that kind of cooking time. So we'll come back and see what we do next. You want to add salt to your soup, so we added about a teaspoon. I'm going to go ahead and add the beans earlier than I said because these are sturdy beans, canellini and chickpeas. If you were using something as a substitute like navy beans, they're more delicate, and so you are going to want to watch how you do that. So we're going to turn this down to a simmer, a medium simmer. You can cover it fully and just keep an eye on it occasionally. And okay, so here we go. We have our pot of soup and it's ready. So we're gonna, I like to thicken part of it with my stick blender. So if you don't have a stick blender, you can use your regular blender or a potato masher. Guy reminded me while we were chatting. So hang on, I'm just gonna, let me interrupt myself. Blitz some of that. Let's see how that looks. See how that thickened that nicely. And for me, well, maybe a little more. It's up to you. This is all about how you like it. But, okay, so now we have a nice thickened soup. It's ready to go. And back to what Guy reminded me about was that this soup is vegan right now. And so if you wanted to use chicken broth or vegetable broth, you could do that. That's super great. So you have soup, you have a recipe, and you're ready to go. It smells fantastic. Enjoy.